Hi everyone, this is teacher Tianshi from Think Academy, and today is our fourth day of the practice problem explanation, and this is our last day for this week's explanation. And today we're going to talk about the system of linear equations. So basically, the system of linear equation means that we have like more than or equal to two variables. So for example, we have x and y, and we also know the relationship between these two variables. And after doing some calculation, we are able to calculate what is the value for x and also what is the value for y. Okay, so basically for solving the system of linear equations, there are two most popular methods. The first one is called the substitution method. Basically, as the name suggested, the substitution method means that we need to substitute one variable into the other so that we can solve the equation with only one variable. So for example, if we have a system of linear equations related to x and y, and we know what is the relationship between x and y, so that we can substitute all the x in the variable with y. So we only have one variable now, and then we will be able to solve for this system of linear equations. So this is the first method, and we also talk about the second method. So the second method is called the elimination method. So the elimination method means that we want to cancel out, we want to eliminate one variable by adding or subtracting the two equations. So for example, for this system of linear equations, we have x and y, and basically we want to eliminate one variable by adding or subtracting the other one. So basically, one way to solve this question is to multiply 3 or multiply 2 on the second equation. So we will have 2x minus 4y equals to 26, and we can call it the third equation. And we can do some adding up or subtraction of the two equations. So basically, we can use the equation 1 to minus the equation 3 and see what we can get. So on the left side, we will have 2x plus 6y and then minus 2x minus 4y. And on the right side, we will have 21 minus 26. And then we can open up the parentheses, so changing the sign here. And we have negative 5 here. So 2x and negative 2x, they cancel out each other. So this is the most important part for the elimination, which means that we can eliminate one variable so that we only have the other variable. So here we will have 10y equals to negative 5. So y equals to negative a half. And then we can evaluate the value for x by putting the value for y into the equation. So x minus 2y equals to 13. And the value for y is negative 1/2. So x plus 1 equals to 13. The value for x equals to 12. So the result will be x equals to 12 and y equals to negative 1/2. So the elimination method is also really great way of solving the system of linear equations. Okay, so this is the basic calculation part, and today we are going to talk about the two useful word problems that covered in the day 2 practice problems. So let's read the first one together. So there is a river remediation test that's planned a length of 180 meters, and the test is completed by two construction teams, which is team A and team B. And team A can remediate 12 meters per day, while team B can remediate 8 meters per day. And in total, it takes 20 days for both teams to complete the entire test. What is the length of the river that each team remediates? So basically, we don't know what is the length of the river that team A remediates, as well as the length of river that team B remediates. So we can assume two variables here. So we can assume that the length of river that team A remediate is x, And we can assume that the length of river that team B remediates is y. So we can find some relationship here. So basically, we know that in total, the length of the entire river is 180 meters, which means that the length of river team A remediates plus the length of the river that team B remediates has to be equal to the entire length of the river. So x and y, x plus y equals to 180. And let's read this question together. So team A remediates 12 meters per day, and team B remediates 8 meters per day. And in total, it takes 20 days for both teams to complete. So team A, the length of the river that team A remediates is x. So x divided by 12 will be the length that team A remediates, because like they complete the test in succession. So x divided by 12 is the time that team A take, and plus, let's see what is the length of the river that team B remediates is y. So plus y divided by 8 is the length of the time that team B takes. And in total, it takes 20 days. So the sum will be 20. So here we'll have a system of linear equations by ourselves. So x divided by 12 plus y divided by 8 is 20. So the second equation, there are lots of fractions here. So we can times the least common factor here, the least common multiple here. So it will be 2x plus 3y equals to 480. So we can call it the third one. And then we also know that x plus y equals to 180. So we can use the substitution method. So we can substitute y with 180 minus x in the third variable. So here we have 2x plus 3 times 180 minus y equals to 480. So we can open up the parentheses. So it will be negative x equals to negative 60, right? Because 480 minus 540 equals to 60. So x equals to 60. And we also know that x plus y equals to 180. So y has to be equal 120. So the length of the river that team A remediates should be 60. So team A is 60 meters and team B is 120 meters. So this is for that question, and let's cover the last questions in the practice problems. So for this one, we know that from the summer campsite to the school, the route involving going downhill first and then traveling on a flat road. And students ride a bicycle downhill at a constant speed of 15 kilometers per hour. So the speed is 15 kilometers per hour, and on the flat road at a constant speed of 10 kilometers per hour. And it takes a total of 56 minutes to reach the school. And so this is on the way to school. However, on the way back, the constant speed on the flat road remains the same, but the constant speed uphill is 8 kilometers per hour, and it takes 63 minutes to return to the campsite. So how far in kilometers is the distance from the campsite to the school? So for this question, we don't know what is the distance for the flat road and also what is the distance for the hill. So we can assume it to be x and y. So basically, we can assume that the road, the flat road, the distance for the flat road is x kilometers, and the distance for the mountain road, so the downhills or uphills, so for the hills is y kilometers. So we can read this question. So if the student ride downhills at a constant speed of 15 kilometers per hour. So downhills, the distance is y and the speed is 15. So this is the time that the student spent on the hill. And also, what is the time that the student spent on the fly road? So it will be x divided by the speed, which is 10, and it equals to 56, which is the total distance to reach to school. And we also have the second scenario, which is on the way back to schools. So on the way back to school, we know that the constant speed uphill is 8 kilometers per hour. So uphill is 8 kilometers per hour, and on the fly road is x kilometers, and the speed is 10 as well, because the constant speed does not change. And in total, it takes the student 63 minutes. So here we have two system of linear equations, and then we need to do the calculation. So basically, for this one and this one, the two equations, both of them has x divided by 10. So actually, we can use the elimination method by using the equation 2 minus equation 1. So we have y divided by 8 minus y divided by 15 equals to 63 minus 56. And the x divided by 10, they cancel each other. So for the denominator, we have 15 times 8, which is 120. And on the numerator, we will have 15y minus 8y, which is 7y, equals to 63 minus 56, which is 7. So we have 7y equals to 7 times 120. So y equals to 120. And then we can calculate what is the value of x by putting the value for y in the equation. So we have y, which is 120 divided by 8 plus x divided by 10 equals to 63. So 120 divided by 8, the result is 15. So 15 plus y divided by 10 is 63. So x divided by 10 equals to 63 minus 15. So it's 48. So x equals to 480. So how far in kilometers is the distance from the campsite to the school? So from the campsite, it has two parts, which is the fly road and also the hill. So we need to add in them up. So the final result will be 480 plus 120, which is 600 kilometers will be the final result. So for this question, it's a little bit complicated, but we need to find what is now changed across the two scenarios and set up the equation by ourselves, and then we can use the substitution method to or the elimination method to calculate the result. Okay, so that's all for today's explanation, and I'm looking forward to see you next week. Bye, guys.